I have a daughter in boarding, and so when today she just came back from school yesterday. So today I woke up with an intention of making some special kind of breakfast for the whole family, so that she feels like, yeah, I'm back home. And when I went out to get some things to use for breakfast, um, one of my helpers was already up. He's an old man. Yeah, he's really old. He's an old man. Like I think he's in his 50s or 50s. He's old. So he told me, he greeted me, and then he told me, Madam, now that you told me you're going to take these goats to the farm, do I still have a job? So where it all started is I have some few goats I'm rearing at home. Even when I'm making videos, sometimes you hear them in the background. There are few, but I had them because I thought I had a big space, and I wanted to make it useful. I had some goats at home, but then I didn't have enough grass. I didn't have grass for them to feed, so I had to get someone who can help me out with cleaning the compound and then rearing those goats, and he's the one responsible for that. So because in the place where I am now is really developed, I do not have anywhere to feed them, and they get satisfied. I realized they are losing weight, so I sat with my man and we made a decision, like, let's take them to the farm, because we have a farm. We were like, let's take them to the farm. So he also accepted. It's true, they are no longer getting enough food, and yeah, they need to go to the farm. But it only came to his mind, I think he has been thinking about it as an individual without sharing yet, that he's not going to have a job anymore when they go to the farm, when we take the goats to the farm. And so he asked me, yeah, I told him yesterday, so the goats, they're going to come for them on Wednesday. And so I told him yesterday, so today morning he came, he asked, so will I have a job when these goats are gone? I felt so bad. This is not a message I really wanted to share today, but it made me think things I've been thinking since morning. And I was like, God has placed us in positions where you're more privileged than someone for a reason, but not to, you do not have to use your place to torture them, to use your place to make them uncomfortable or to make them feel unsettled, or I do not even know how to say it. I realized that most of us have helpers, so domestic workers at home, or you can call them managers or even these maids. But every time we are not in need of their services anymore, sometimes we do not even think of what are they going to do afterwards, like where are they going to go, like how is his life going to be, her life going to be after here. We do not think of those things. For us, we just wake up and we're like, we are done. I no longer need your services, just in case you got this nanny when the baby was young and you feel like this baby can now take care of themselves. You just wake up in the morning and you're like, I no longer need your services, without thinking of what's the life going to be after. So I came up with this message because for us bosses who are placed in positions, and most of us rarely think of these people before making decisions. Why? Because we are not related by blood. You feel like this is the person who just came into your life and they can leave anytime, so you do not have their interest at heart. You do not, you do not think of their well-being at heart. The first people you think of when you're making a decision are your immediate children, husband, or your real relations. We do not think about these people because we are not related to them by blood, which is really not a good thing. Because the way he sounded like we are the only hope he has. Because I told him, do you have plans? Do you intend to go anywhere just in case? He was like, no, I do not want to go anywhere. I wasn't even planning to go anywhere. No. And I know this is the person who has children in secondary. in secondary. And when I brought him in, I, 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 I decided to give him much money, not because of the kind of job he was going to do. No, I could get people who could work for half the money I'm giving him. But I decided to give him that money because I knew his family needs it. At his age, he needs actually more than that. If I could afford more than what I'm giving him, I would have given him more than that. But most of us don't even think about these things. We don't even sit with them to know what kind of responsibilities do they have on their plate. You just make a decision that if this is a nanny, I'm going to give her 100 and that's it, period. You do not know what kind of responsibilities he or she has. And that's why some of them, the weak-hearted, they end up even stealing. Because it's a lot, you're not close to them, they do not share their responsibilities and their pains with you. They feel you do not understand. So every opportunity they get to take your money, they will steal or sell off things at home to settle their problems. I'm not talking about these helpers who are ungrateful. Of course, we've met people when even if you do anything, they're ungrateful. But I'm talking about people who really show they appreciate you having them in your home, and they do things to show you they appreciate, and they do not take you for granted just because you're a good boss. These are people I talk to and we laugh and yeah. I ensure I understand. I always ensure I get to know these people are like, what their life, what has their life been before they came into my home. What responsibilities do they have? What are their plans? You realize that someone doesn't even have that much plans. All they know is they have to work, and every money they get, they send it home for the children to feed. For the children to feed. And these are the people we just wake up in the morning and you realize, the chores, I brought him because I had some goats. Now I no longer have him. I no longer have the goats, let him go. So I made this video to call upon you, my fellow bosses. It doesn't matter what kind of the capacity, so long as you're a boss. Every time you think of making a decision, think about them. Those who work for you, your helpers. Think about them. Just in case you're going to make a decision, where is it going to leave them? Is it doing them justice? Or you're just self-centered, you're just selfish, and you're only thinking about yourself? And if you have people who are really good to you, show them you appreciate them. Because I was like, I told him even before thinking about taking the goats, I thought about you. Because reality is I had thought about him, just that I hadn't shared it with him. I had thought about him and I was like, if I take away the goats, he can still do this. Yeah. And I intend to give him the same money. Even if I know what he's going to be doing is going to be little according to what he has been doing. So I'm doing this video to call upon us, everyone. If you have helpers at home, do them justice. God has trusted you with those people in their life journeys for a reason. Yeah. He has trusted them with you for a reason. And you never know what tomorrow holds. Tomorrow, my daughter could need help from that man. It may not be financially. But everyone has their power somewhere. So my daughter or my son might find this nanny or this man somewhere, and they're in position to help. But because you didn't treat them fairly, they'll be like, I can't help that girl or that woman. Their mother didn't treat us well. So I did this video to call upon us all. Let us always think about these people who help us at home before we make decisions. Because every decision you make equally affects them. Just like they affect your children, every decision equally affects them otherwise. That has been it for today, and thank you. For those who have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and press that bell.